Want to sound naturally precise when describing this June heat?
Moving beyond basic adjectives is the secret, the real secret to authentic conversation.
We are breaking down the rhythmic, soft-spoken phrasal verbs that native speakers use to capture the reality of a midsummer afternoon.
You'll learn how to describe the weather, shifting from a dull simmer to a full-blown heat wave. And trust me, by the end of this episode, you will never just say, "It's hot" again.
Hello, and welcome back to Soft Spoken English. I'm Zara, and as always, we are here to slow the language down and make it feel a little more breathable.
And I'm Ali. Whether you're joining us for the very first time or you're a returning listener, we are so glad you pressed play today.
This podcast is made for you if you are learning English and you want to go beyond the textbook. We talk the way real people talk, and today we are talking about summer.
Summer weather specifically. And oh, the English language has so many beautiful, precise ways to describe heat, ways that textbooks simply don't teach you. That's exactly where we come in.
Let's begin with a simple question. Why should an English learner spend time on weather vocabulary specifically?
Such a great place to start. Here's the thing. Weather is the #1 small talk topic in English-speaking cultures. You meet someone in a hallway? Weather. You open a work call? Weather. You meet a stranger at a bus stop? Weather. It is universal.
And the problem for most learners is they only have 3 words: hot, cold, and raining. And those words work, but they don't paint a picture. They don't make the other person feel anything.
Exactly. Compare these 2 sentences. It was hot today. And the heat was just bearing down on everything. You could feel it pressing against you the moment you stepped outside. Which one do you feel more?
The second one, without any question. And the beautiful thing is, the second sentence isn't complicated grammar. It's just richer vocabulary, more native-like phrasing. That's what we're here for today. All right, let's get into it. Section 1, the quality of the heat itself. Because not all heat is the same, is it?
Not even close. Summer heat has so many personalities. There's the sneaky morning heat, the wall of heat at noon, and then the awful, sticky evening heat, where even the breeze feels warm.
Let's start with that midday feeling. Native speakers often say, the heat was relentless. Relentless. It means it does not stop. It keeps going without mercy.
And then the heat was oppressive. Oppressive. Like it's pushing down on you, weighing you down. It was an oppressive summer afternoon. Nobody wanted to move.
And one of my favorites, it was sweltering. Sweltering. That word sounds exactly like what it means. Uncomfortably, intensely hot. The kind of hot that makes you feel like you are melting from the inside. Sweltering is a classic, and it pairs beautifully with stifling heat. Stifling. S-T-I-F-L-I-N-G. When the heat is so heavy and close that it feels like it's stopping you from breathing properly. It was a stifling afternoon. I could not think straight. Notice how all these words, relentless, oppressive, sweltering, stifling, they don't just say hot. They describe how the heat affects your body, your experience of it. That is the difference between functional English and expressive English.
And then there's the texture of heat. Dry heat versus humid heat. Dry heat, you get this in desert climates. It's intense, yes, but the air still feels clean, breathable almost. You know the phrase, it's a dry heat. People say this like it excuses everything. Oh, it's 40 degrees, but it's a dry heat. As if that makes it perfectly fine. And on the other side, humid heat. Native speakers describe this as muggy, M-U-G-G-Y, warm, damp, and deeply uncomfortable. The kind of air that feels like wearing a wet blanket. It was muggy from the moment I woke up. There was no relief anywhere.
And there's also close, a slightly more British expression. The air felt very close today, meaning heavy, humid, thick with moisture, very little breathing space. Now let's look up, the sun and the sky, because this is where the English language gets quite poetic.
Oh, I love this part. The most common phrase for a blazing sunny day. The sun is beating down, or the sun was beating down mercilessly. Beat, like a physical force, like the sun is striking you.
And A blazing sun. Blazing, like fire in the sky. We were out under the blazing sun for hours, and everyone was completely drained.
And then the sky itself, on a hot, hazy day, is often described as washed out. The sky had that washed out white look that only comes in the height of summer, so bleached by heat that the blue almost disappears.
And the heat haze, that shimmering, wavy distortion you see rising off hot asphalt, there was a heat haze rising off the road, and everything in the distance looked like it was trembling.
Shimmer is a gorgeous verb here. The road shimmered in the heat, soft, trembling light. And then there's glare, the glare of the sun, that sharp, almost painful brightness that makes you squint. Unlike shine, which is pleasant, glare is harsh and hard to bear.
Now, how the heat feels on your body. This is often what people most want to communicate, not just the temperature, but the physical reality of it.
And this is where learners truly level up. Anyone can say the temperature, but describing the physical sensation, that's where real fluency lives.
Native speakers don't just say, "I was sweating." They say, "I was absolutely drenched." Drenched, soaking wet, as if someone poured a bucket of water on you.
Or, I was melting. Hyperbole, exaggeration for effect. But it's everywhere in natural summer conversation. Oh, I am melting out here. This is unbelievable.
And wilting, like a flower wilts in the heat. Wilt, to become weak, to lose your energy, the way a flower droops when it hasn't had water. I was completely wilting by midday.
And then the heat hit me like a wall. Or, stepping outside was like stepping into an oven. That second one is so real. That moment you walk out of air conditioning and the heat just slams into you.
And beautifully, the pavement was radiating heat. Radiate, to send out energy in waves. The ground absorbs sun all day and gives it back to you, even after sunset. You could feel the heat radiating up from the pavement long after the sun had gone.
Which brings us to the lingering heat. Linger, to stay somewhere longer than expected. Even well after sunset, the heat of the day still lingered. It doesn't leave right away. It stays. It lingers.
Let's zoom out now. How do native speakers describe the full arc of a hot summer day, from morning to night?
In the morning, you could tell it was going to be a scorcher. A scorcher. That's the word. A very hot day. A scorcher. Yesterday was an absolute scorcher, 40 degrees by noon.
Scorcher is wonderful because it's completely informal and yet understood everywhere. British English, Australian English, American English, universal.
And then for the peak of the day, the heat of the day, we stayed indoors during the heat of the day, or the midday sun. I made the mistake of going out in the midday sun without water.
And that building feeling. The heat had been building since morning. Building, like something growing, accumulating, intensifying, layer by layer, hour by hour.
And then the evening. There was a slight breeze by evening. A breeze, a gentle, light movement of air. Not a wind, just a whisper. After a day of heat, even a slight breeze feels like a gift.
And the phrase, "It was one of those nights where you don't even need a jacket." That sentence tells you so much. The temperature, the season, the atmosphere, all in one soft, natural line. Now, let's get really practical. The actual phrases and conversation starters that native speakers use every single day in summer.
These are immediately usable. You can finish this episode and use every single one of them today. Starting with, "Can you believe this heat?"
A rhetorical question. You don't expect a logical answer. It's an invitation to bond over shared suffering. And the natural response, "I know, right? It's absolutely brutal."
Brutal. Another excellent summer word. It's brutal out there. Harsh, punishing, tough. And then, "This heat is no joke." meaning do not underestimate this. This is serious. Very casual, but very expressive.
There's also, I'm done with this heat. When someone says I'm done with something, it means they've reached their limit. They cannot take any more. I am absolutely done with this heat. And this weather is something else. That phrase, something else, means so extreme that regular words can't capture it. Could be positive, could be negative, but in the heat of summer, you always know which one. And my personal favorite, there's not a cloud in the sky. No clouds, nowhere to hide, just open, relentless blue above you. It sounds peaceful, and in a way it is, but it also means there is absolutely no relief coming. Before we move into our vocabulary section, which is honestly one of my favorite parts of every episode, we just want to take a moment and say thank you, genuinely, for being here. If this podcast is helping you feel more confident in English, if you've learned even one new phrase today that you want to use, then we have done our job. And the best way you can support us and help this channel grow is to subscribe and give this video a like. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it tells the algorithm, and honestly it tells us, that you want more of this. More slow, clear, natural English. More content made just for learners like you. So please, hit subscribe and like the video right now if you haven't already. And turn on the notification bell so you know the moment a new episode is up. We would love to see you back here. Okay, now, our vocabulary spotlight. Our vocabulary spotlight. 5 advanced words from today's episode, broken down with pronunciation, meaning, and real examples.
Let's go. Word number 1, uncomfortably and oppressively hot. The kind of heat that makes you feel weak, exhausted, and unable to function. Example 1, by noon it was sweltering and the streets were completely empty. Example 2, we spent a sweltering afternoon at the outdoor market, desperately searching for any shade.
Sweltering. Notice the ing ending. It gives the word that active, ongoing feeling. The heat is continuously doing something to you. It's not finished. It just keeps going.
And it sounds heavy, doesn't it? Sweltering. Even saying the word feels warm. So hot and lacking in fresh air that breathing itself feels difficult. Used for humid, windless conditions, indoors or outdoors. Example 1. The stifling heat inside the car after it had been parked in the sun all afternoon was unbearable. Example 2. There was something stifling about the air that day. Not even the leaves on the trees were moving.
That second example, not even the leaves were moving, that image says everything. Complete stillness, complete heat.
And notice, stifling works brilliantly both for outdoor heat and for rooms, cars, spaces, anywhere the air has nowhere to go. An exceptionally hot day, casual and conversational, used across British, Australian, and American English to describe a day of intense, uncomfortable heat. Example 1. Yesterday was a proper scorcher. I genuinely did not leave the house once. Example 2. They are forecasting another scorcher for Sunday, so we are going to stay near the pool all day.
I love scorcher for its energy. It's casual but precise. And a proper scorcher. Proper here means genuine, real, the full thing. A proper scorcher.
A proper scorcher is so British and I love it. But honestly, say it anywhere. People will absolutely understand, and they will probably laugh in agreement. Warm, damp, and unpleasantly humid. The air feels heavy and moist, making you feel sticky and uncomfortable even without direct sunlight. Example 1. It was muggy from the moment I woke up. Even indoors, the air felt thick and heavy. Example 2. I much prefer dry heat. Muggy weather makes me feel like I simply cannot breathe properly.
Linger. Such a graceful, gentle word. It doesn't rush. It stays. You can use it for heat, for a smell, for a memory, for a feeling. It works for all of them.
And it has this almost nostalgic quality, like the heat doesn't want to say goodbye. The day was beautiful, and even now, it's lingering. 5 incredible words: sweltering, stifling, scorcher, muggy, linger. If you can use all 5 naturally, in the right context, at the right moment, you are speaking English like a native speaker.
Not a textbook. not a classroom answer, a real, natural speaker. And with that, we reach the end of today's episode. We've traveled through the language of summer heat, from the quality of the sun to the feeling on your skin, to the way a long, hot day slowly and gently comes to a close.
And I really genuinely hope that the next time someone says to you, "Can you believe this heat?" you have 100 beautiful ways to answer them.
That is the goal. Not just to survive a conversation in English, but to bloom in it, to feel expressive, confident, genuinely yourself in English.
If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect moment. Every single episode, we break down a real, practical piece of English, slowly, clearly, in a way that actually sticks with you. Subscribe, like this video, and share it with one person who's learning English. You could be the reason their English changes today.
We will be back very soon with another episode just for you. Until then, keep listening, keep practicing, and keep speaking.
Take care of yourselves, and stay cool out there.
Goodbye for now.